Welcome to 2019 Women's Ball Hockey World Championship Day 6, which is also the last day of the group stage, or rather the first day of the playoffs. We are in Statline Košice to watch a battle between Canada and USA. It's an extremely important game because we are already in the playoffs, as I said, so the best three teams from the group stage play head-to-head for a place in the final and a chance to win a gold medal. It all starts tonight because this is the first of head-to-head matches of the three best teams. Both tonight's opponents played each other yesterday, and Canada prevailed by a score of 2-0. So let's see whether USA makes any adjustments for this game. Obviously they didn't score, so they will want to change things a little bit. USA women in white jerseys, Canada in black combinations, and we are already underway in Steel Arena as Sarah Houston was battling for the ball and she lost it. And now a chance on the other side, a dangerous shot from a sharp angle, now controlled by Canadians. Regan Fisher tries it, but again Carly Beckering stood tall and she was able to make the save. With a minute already passed, we have had the biggest chance of the game so far on Canada's side. Now Coos is sprinting after it and she's checked by Sarah Houston, and Stedman comes up with it, but now she loses the battle. Canada in transition through the neutral zone and along the boards. And a good takeaway this time from the USA women, who still control even though they are in their own zone. Now a ball is dumped and it's not gonna be an icing, or it will be at last. It was a close call, and a draw will come back to USA zone for another couple of moments. A shot from the point is saved by Beckering. It was Kara Broom who let it go. Karpenko turns with it, but she loses it to Stewart. We can test Natalie Girouard in Canada's net, but she makes an easy save. It's hard to pick a favorite in this game, even though last night Canada was really dominant, but tonight might be a different game. As I said, some adjustments were made by USA coaching staff, and so far we are scoreless. Obviously we didn't see many goals scored yesterday. Only Jessica McCann scored both times for Canada, and now she is in the offensive zone with a ball on her stick. She covers it great with her body, but now she loses the battle to Whitley Nichols, and USA controls in their own zone. They can start a transition. And a dump in by Lindsay Bidler, who goes for a change. And Canada has a chance to get set up. Another sprint for the ball. This time Tessie Arnaki is the first one to it. And now a 2-on-1 developing on the other side, but luckily for Canada, Angie Cirelli made her way back in time to negate the opportunity. Another point shot, it's blocked And into the corner where USA controls. Along the boards now. On the point, it is Julia Bronson, the captain of Team USA. She passes it to the wing. Now it gets back to her. Bronson looking for a shooting lane. Now she passes it to Karen Lewin, who takes a shot which is blocked, and a whistle and a tripping call. So we're gonna see a first power play of the game. And it's gonna go against Canada as Kristen Koos makes her way to the box to sit for a deuce. So a first great opportunity for USA to take the lead. And they also win the face-off to Caben, who already sets up the power play formation. Bronson makes her way to the center of the pitch, and now she comes after it, but it gets back to Stephanie Caben. Bronson, she's got Stedman behind the net. Good control by Team USA for the first 30 minutes, even though there were no shots on goal of Natalie Girouard. Now Caben will get to the ball, but she only put a stick on it, and it gets back to Stedman. A shot from sharp angle is back to Stedman. A lot of passes, but so far leading nowhere for USA, and a good intercept by Sarah Hewson, who prevented Canada from going on a breakaway on the power play. And now it gets cleared all the way up to Carly Beckering, who will play it and stop the ball for Karen Lewin, who can start another rush on the power play. Only 30 more seconds remain on this advantage for USA. Another collision along the boards, but it's all okay. And now another clearance by Canada, who's been so far very successful on the kill. Now the first one to the ball is Margot Sharp. Was trying to bounce it off the cushion, and she couldn't do it. A slap shot and a one-timer is deflected in front of net, and Canada is back to full strength. Kristen Koos makes her way back to the game. So a first successful penalty kill by Canada in this game, an easy save for Natalie Girouard, but she chooses to cover the ball in her glove for a face-off. USA didn't have a great chance on goal on the power play. There have been many passes exchanged, but they led nowhere on USA side. So we're still scoreless in Steel Arena in this battle of three best women's teams. Both tonight's opponents will face Slovakia, and the two best teams from the group of three will play for gold, and the third team will play for a bronze medal. Now a net is off, so a stoppage in play. It was Lindsay Bidler who crashed the net. She was going really hard, but then she made contact with a post. USA won 2 games in the group stage against Great Britain by a score of 5-1, and USA also beat Czech Republic 2-1. It is now clear that Czechs will not have a chance to defend the gold medal The best they can do is bronze in this year's Ball Hockey World Championships. We know that in 2017 the Czechs won at home in Pardubice, so definitely a bit of a disappointment for them. But tonight's opponents still have a chance, and a great one, they score! A first goal of the game is scored by, who else? Jessica McCann. She's really been hot a few days. And now she capitalizes on a great pass in front of the net by her teammate to set it up. And McCann put it past Carly Beckering. I mentioned that she's also scored 2 times in yesterday's match between the two teams, and she opens the scoring this evening as well. And Canada leads 1-0. And only Ju with the assist. So Canada takes the early lead. Only 7 minutes in. And now another rush by Canadians. This time it's Sarah Francis, but she loses possession. Now Kara Broom takes it after her. USA had a brief chance to get the ball, but could not do it. This will not be an icing. Caban has to race for it. And she loses the battle to April Drake, who passes in front of the net, but Karpenko couldn't get to it. Now Caban again battling. Sadie Saint-Germain comes to help her, and she gets the ball to the neutral zone. Now a bad change by USA, and a 3-on-1 break was developing, but Canada couldn't keep the ball on their sticks. Now another chance for them, and another rush. This time a tripping call, and it's gonna go against USA this time, as Tess Yarnaki makes her way into the box. It was really an unnecessary penalty, as Yarnaki got her stick tangled up between the legs of Canadian players. So Tess Yarnaki will sit for 2 minutes, and a chance for Canada to take a 2-0 lead. The goal scorer, Jessica McCann, again with the puck on her, with the ball on her stick. Eddie Brenning passes it back to McCann, who is on the point for this power play. A right-handed shot. Now Brenning, but a good save by Carly Beckering. And Girouard will begin another power play attack for Canada. Ball is chased in the corner, this time by Dawn Talk, who, with the help of Eddie Brenning, control it. Melanie Ju, she tries a ground shot, which didn't get blocked in front of Beckering. Another point shot from Canada. This time it was Michelle Marsh. Ju passes back to Marsh. Takes a backhander, another backhanded pass this time to the center of the pitch. And a whistle. And it looks like we're gonna have another penalty. Here is Melanie Ju. Got the assist on the only goal so far. So One more penalty, just a draw in the center. And still another 32 seconds to go on Canada's first power play of the game. They scored at even strength as Jessica McCann made it 1-0. Canada still in control. A ponchad, hard one by Melanie Ju. But Carly Beckering put her glove on the shot. There were quite a lot of scrambles in yesterday's game as well. Chelsea Karpenko was looking for the rebound, couldn't find it. So another draw. This time to the left of Beckering. Is controlled by Canadians. Regan Fisher passes back and a sharp angle shot from Karpenko. And now penalty has come to an end as Tessie Arnaki is back in the game. Now a dangerous pass in front of the net. It gets blocked by Stephanie Caban, who still doesn't clear. Canada with some pressure after the power play is over. Karpenko, she's got Kendra Dunlop with her. Dunlop waiting for an open teammate. She's got Karpenko along the boards. Now she gets the ball to her. Again, point shot, a long one. And Beckering couldn't get to it. She wanted to cover for a whistle. And now it looks like USA will be able to get a full sail change as two players already found their way to the bench. Now Pelota tried to make a little pass into the offensive zone. She was not successful. Michelle Marsh now also heads for a change. So with under 2 minutes to go in the first, Canada leads USA 1-0 thanks to a goal from Jessica McCann. And she was the one reaching for this pass as well. She's now on the forecheck against Katrin Helling. USA hasn't been on offense for a longer period of time. Obviously they had to defend a Canada power play, but this will be an offside. Cherry Stewart was a step ahead of her teammate. Dobson wins the face-off, but Stewart couldn't get it. Fisher neither, so a ball is dumped in where Cara Brooms got it. Quick transition by Canadians. Bed along the boards. Physical play by Colleen Murphy, who ends up on the ground. She's got her stick tangled up in Margot Sharp's shoulder, and now a whistle is blown. And I think it was only a stoppage, not a penalty, so we shall continue at 5 apiece. And Eddie Brenning is ready to take the face-off against Becky Dobson. And Dobson now with a chance to clear. With another 40 seconds to go in the first. Good job by Becky Dobson. She makes a deke, and she is already quite deep in the O zone. Now she loses it. Canada sprinting after it. And Alicia Damier makes a great effort, but she couldn't get the ball to her teammate. And now probably USA will want to finish the first period without any more shots on goal, on their own goal at that. And now a horn sounds, signaling the end of the first. Only one goal has been scored, as Melanie Ju made a great pass on the backhand to Jessica McCann, who was waiting for the ball, and she got it past Carly Beckering for a Canada lead, 1-0 after first. Everything is ready for the start of the second period of this Women's Ball Hockey World Championship encounter between Canada and United States. So far, so good for Canadians, who lead 1-0 on a goal from Jessica McCann, who opened the scoring from in close of Carly Beckering, where she made most of a great pass by Melanie Ju. And Canada has been the better side in the first period as well as in yesterday's contest so far. USA has not been able to put the ball past Natalie Girouard for 4 periods now, combined with yesterday's game. So they're really having some issues on offense. Canada is playing great defensively, and they also have great goaltending in the tournament. Overall, Canada allowed just 1 goal in regulation in the entire tournament. But they also lost to Czech Republic in the shootout, and that's why it's really heartbreaking for the Czechs not to be able to compete for gold medal. Instead, they played against Great Britain before this match, and it looks like they will at least be able to play for the bronze. But let's get back to our game as USA makes their way to offensive zone. Bakuz with a good defensive play, a ring, cross pitch pass for Dawn Talk, and now Beckering covers for a draw. I was thinking that she will play the ball. Instead, she decided to give her teammates a short breather. Sarah Francis will take face-off against Daniel Stromier. Francis wins it, and Carly Beckering had to be sharp again, a 32-year-old goalie. So again, she is the number 1 for tonight's game, before Alessandra Glista, who was also in the net for a couple of USA games in the group stage, and now in the most important game of the tournament so far for USA, a chance for Beckering, who covers again, and both teams can change. So far, not much happening in the second. There have been no dangerous situations in front of either goalie. Now Karpenko wins the draw, and Canada can set up. But a good battle from Tessie Arnaki, who passes to Julia Bronson, but still USA is deep in their own zone. They would rather spend time on the other side of the rink. Now a chance for Bronson to make a long pass, and it looks like it will be an icing. consistent pressure on either side. As you can hear, the atmosphere is also very good in Steel Arena for this important women's game. Both teams battling for it, and now a tripping call. It's gonna go against USA. Becky Dobson, but Canada is able to put the ball in the net. This time it was Kendra Dunlop, I think, with a score. Some conversation with the referee on a signalized penalty. Karpenko was tripped up, but it was Kendra Dunlop on the rebound who was able to secure a 2-goal advantage for Canada. So everything is going according to plan for Canadians, as Kendra Dunlop makes it 2-0. You can't fault Kari Beckering for the goal because she stopped the initial attempt, but then Kendra Dunlop found her way, or the ball found its way into the net through Beckering's goaltending stance. It looked like the play would be blown, but the referees decided that they still were able to see the ball, and that's why they did not make a whistle, and it allowed Kendra Dunlop to score for the second time in this game. Now some USA activity. Obviously USA cannot wait. Now they have to defend against Desmier. The pass is on a backhander on the far post. Now another rebound. This time it gets blocked. So USA under some pressure again, and now with a chance for a breakaway, but Dixon was heading it on the field, and now she gets it on a backhander. She just taps it to Danielle Stromier, who tries the cycle with Marley McMillan. And now USA is able to come up with the ball, and a wrist shot by Danielle Stromier is wide of net. Good moments and a good shift for USA now after the goal. And a shot from the boards is stopped by Natalie Girard, who is still without allowing a goal against USA at this year's World Championships. She also didn't allow a rebound. Let's take a look at the chance from last minute, as Culieta was, or Palota was not able to put the rebound onto the net. So we're still (2-0) Canada. A battle behind the net. This time it's won by Julia Bronson, who can make a long pass to Stedman, and now Houston had a brief opportunity. Girard covers without trouble, and both teams will change. Let's take a look at the situation which preceded the goal of Dunlop. Canada would have gone on the power play if USA touched it, but they did not, and the rebound was good. Now a hard snapshot from Stewart, who gets to it again, and now Girard didn't know where the ball was. It was stuck in the back of her net. So a very dangerous situation this time in front of Canadian goalie. Dobson was already ready to celebrate. Stewart with a hard shot, and again Stewart right from the draw, and Stewart had to be sharp on this attempt as well. Now Yarnaki was chasing after it, and Beckering covers. USA really needs to score as soon as possible if they want to make it a close game again, because the lead is still quite comfortable for Canadians, who are on the attack again. Now they lose the ball, and USA can start its rush only for a brief moment, because Canada gets the ball on the forecheck. This line has really been dangerous, and now another chance for rebound, as Kendra Dunlop got a whack at it, and now she's got a backhander, but couldn't hit the bouncing ball. Now back onto the other side. Ball gets loose, and a dump in, which is gonna result in an icing with 8 minutes, 28 seconds to go in the second. Canada leads USA 2-0 on 8 goals by Jessica McCann and Kendra Dunlop, who capitalized on the rebound. As Carly Beckering was able to stop the first shot, but not the second one. Running against Danielle Stromier on the face-off. The USA zone is controlled by Caben. Katrin Helling now try to put it onto the stick of Stewart, but she couldn't do it. Regan Fisher running after it, and she's the first one to the ball. She turned. Now it gets to Tara Swanson. Fisher again. She takes a shot, which is wide. No chance to clear for Lauren Dixon, who is able to do it, but only for the price of icing, as both teams change once again. Obviously, in ball hockey there is no such rule as in ice hockey that after an icing you cannot change. That is why we've seen more of those in ball hockey. Now USA could not get into the offensive zone. Sarah Hewson was chasing the ball. Now a dump in. Margot Sharp is going to be the first one to it. And now a ball gets back in front of the net, and a opportunity this time for Sarah Francis, who had a whack at it. She couldn't quite hit the ball well, but she is still on it. This time in the corner, puts it in front of the net again, but Margot Sharp was not able to control it. Now good play by Melanie Ju to intercept, and she puts it on the net and deflect it back into the netting from a pad of Carly Beckering. Still, Canada is more active side. There have been many attempts, and 2 of them found their way into the back of the net for Canada, who controls the ball after the face-off. Trey, Danielle Ring battling along the boards now. Palota. Battle in the corner is won by McCann, who comes away with the ball. And now a good job by Saint Germain, excuse me, to get the ball. Now a pass across the crease. Still Canada with it. After the one face-off, USA has been unable to clear for a good 40 seconds. Now a stoppage in play. Battle Daniel Rink against Becky Dobson, who is showing the referee that she got her stick held up, but no call was made. Dobson heads to the bench for a change. Last shift wasn't a good one for USA. Maybe this time will be the charm. A long run by Lindsay Bittler ends up on the Canadian sticks, but Bittler gets to it again. She looks for her teammate in front, but she finds no one in white. Melanie Ju, or Kendra Dunlop rather, dumps it in. Catherine Helling going after it, and she passes it to her teammate, who finds McMillan. It was Courtney Langston. Now she has to get back on defense because Kuz has got a open shooting lane and she puts it on the net. And it goes wide. Now a breakoff chance for Stephanie Caban, but already two Canadians were back. And now a rush for Canada on the breakaway. A great chance. It goes wide from the stick of Alicia Damier, who was left all alone in front of Carly Beckering. She tried a shot on the blocker's side, but she couldn't add a third one to Canadian resume so far in this game. So it stays 2-0. Still obviously, USA has a chance to get back in this game. Now Kuz controls. Karpenko was not able to control. Now she does. And she puts it on the net. From sharp angle, it's stopped by Beckering. And now another stoppage in play. But this woman, Beckering, was able to stop this breakaway from Alicia Desmier, who was all alone, and Beckering made a great save to keep it 2-0 Canada. With 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go, Canada still on the ball in the offensive zone. Karpenko, Regan Fisher rather, gets to it. Now a deke on the red line. And a good pass to Margot Sharp, who had a chance, and now a chance for a break-off on the other side. Sarah Houston is gonna get the ball in the corner. Now she finds her teammate Stedman in front of net. But Stedman couldn't get the ball to Natalie Girard to force her to make a save. So instead it's Canada. On the other side, Palota passes behind the net. Now she's battling for it, and a little slash on Becky Dobson, but no call. It was a one-handed whack. Marsh now with the ball with 2 minutes left in the second. Palota hard snapshot is blocked from the point. Pallotta controls, and she puts it in front of the net where Canada rebounds it into the back of the goal. This time it was Margot Sharp or Jessica McCann again. That's quite unbelievable. She's been everywhere in these two games so far as she makes it 3-0. So Canada is quite dominant in this game. Even though the net was off, Jessica McCann was able to find a juicy rebound, and on a backhand she put it past helpless Carly Beckering, who was already lying down. Pam Bilger and Colleen Murphy couldn't stop her. And let's give credit to Pallotta as well, who saw McCann making her way in front of the net. But a goal is still being determined. So video room will take a look at it as to whether the goal will be allowed. Obviously the net was off, but the initial reaction of the referee was quite clear. She was pointing onto the net, as you could have seen on the replay. And we'll have to wait a bit for a confirmation of Jessica McCann's second goal of the game. Now it has already been decided, so let's see whether it's 3-0 Canada. It is. Jessica McCann scores 2 goals yesterday, and she also scored 2 goals already in today's match. On this shot by Pallotta, she found the rebound and put it into the open net to make it 3-0. And USA really has a mountain to climb now, as they are down by 3 goals. And they are still scoreless against Canada in this tournament. Almost 5 periods have been played. Canada refuses to stop working hard, and they still are quite active on the forecheck. Now Katrin Helling gets it in the corner, and she works it free for her teammate, and a little bit of an open space for Lindsay Biddler. But the ball only bounces to the glove of Natalie Girard, who has been really not so busy in the second. She didn't have to face many shots, unlike her opponent, Carly Beckering in USA's net. Maybe now something will come off of this one face-off, but once again Canadians clear easily and they can start the attack. Damier makes her way around Caban, and she does. Don't talk. Back to Damier. Cycle by Canadians is interrupted by USA. Marlee McMillan chases her own dumped ball. She passes back to the point, and where Caban fires, it was a hard shot, but stopped by Natalie Girard in Canada's net. One of the few shots in this period on this woman. pad by her teammates. Sarah Houston now taking the draw for USA, but she loses, and Margot Sharp is racing after it. Murphy as well, battling along the boards now. Also Julia Bronson. She worked the ball free, and now the horn sounds, signaling the end of the second. Canada leads 3-0. Let's take a look at both goals that were scored in this period. First one on the rebound by Kendra Dunlop, and then Jessica McCann put the rebound into the open part of the net to make it 3-0 Canada after 2. Welcome back to the third period of the game between Canada and USA. So far it's been pretty much one-sided, as Canada has dominated the first 2 periods, scoring 1 in the first and 2 times in the second. And the hero has so far been definitely the two-time goal scorer Jessica McCann, who scored 4 goals combined in games against USA this year's World Championships. And if Team USA loses this game, it will need a favorable result in tomorrow's match, where they play Slovakia at 14:30 local time, as the tournament continues until Saturday, where the final matches will take place in Košice. Now a hard snapshot is taken by Alessandra Glista, who is in the net. She replaced Carly Beckering for Team USA. So Carly Beckering takes the rest in the third, and she makes her way to her teammate. Alessandra Glista will be in the net for last 15 minutes, and maybe not exactly last, if USA can score 3 times and take some points, but it looks really unlikely right now, as Canada has controlled the pace for much of this game. USA has had very few chances, especially in the second, and now a turnover and a shot that goes wide by Regan Fisher. Now a good transition from Whitley Nichols. She dumps it in for Marilee McMillan, but she is stopped by Michelle Marsh, who easily clears in the neutral zone, but not all the way, so USA still on the ball. But the pass bounced off the stick of Marilee McMillan. And now a chance for Canada the other way, as Damier comes up with it. She's got some open space and an open teammate, but she passed it not accurately on Dawn Talk, who had to reach for it. And a hard wrister. And a save by Glista. It now goes back. And Glista makes another save, now a rebound, and USA is down 4-0 as Canada capitalizes on another rebound. This time it was Chelsea Karpenko who makes it 4-0 Canada in the third. Other credit, this goal goes to Dawn Talk, who made the play. Basically, she turned in front of the net, she tried the backhander. Glista stopped the first attempt, but again there was nobody home from USA team to cover the rebound, and Karpenko made it 4-0 with 11 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the third, and now it looks like Canada is gonna have its first 3 points in this so-called championship group. And tomorrow's game between Slovakia and USA will be vital to USA's chances in this tournament. And if Slovakia beats USA, it will play Canada in the final. We can say it now as a certainty. But of course, USA still has a chance of reaching the final, even if they don't win today, which looks more and more unlikely with coming time. Now an offside as Taylor Stedman took control of the ball, and a draw in neutral zone. Both teams change now. Cherry Stewart and Becky Dobson. The pitch for USA. Aaron Lewin joins them. And McCann controls. Now Drew puts it forward. Only it gets to the blue line. Who's battling with Stewart. And also a good run by Becky Dobson, who complicates things for Canada, which is still able to get forward now. Stephanie Caban with a good first pass, which cannot be reached by Courtney Langston. Instead, Natalie Girouard covers. I remind you, she didn't allow a goal so far against USA in this tournament. She had a clean sheet yesterday, and she still has a chance for a shootout in tonight's game as well. Maybe that will be the only answer or the only question that still needs answering as far as this game goes, because the result has already been quite taken care of by Canadians, who lead by 4 goals, and it's really unlikely that USA will get back to this game. Langston on a face-off. She loses, and Sarah Francis takes it behind Canada's net. Sharp battling, and she now dumps it in. This will not be an icing, or will be a late whistle by the referees, and the game will make its way back to Canada zone. And these fans obviously can be quite satisfied with the result. Looks like Canada will have a chance to play for gold in Košice. Obviously, they still wait a game against Slovak Republic, but tomorrow Canada will be the biggest fan of Slovakia, because if Slovakia women beat USA, then it's all but settled that they will face each other in the final, and USA will play for bronze. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Now a collision in neutral zone as Brenning is slow to get up. And another icing. A lot of stoppage in play so far. In the third, where Canada scored another goal. This time it was Chelsea Karpenko who found the rebound on the far post. And she had a yawning net. In front of her. She made it. 4 goals, Canada. Another quick attack. But Canada loses possession. Catherine Helling battling for it. Now Sarah Hewson. And they are successful trying to make their way across the pitch. Now Julia Bronson dumps it in and Stedman goes after it. Bronson back to Stedman. Back to Bronson, who takes a sharp angle shot. It gets blocked. And now chance for Canada to get settled down. As Danielle Ring makes a transition to the offensive zone. First one to it is Tessie Arnaki. And she quickly gives it away. A bouncing puck once again controlled by Tessie Arnaki. Danielle Ring in a battle. Not only a dumped ball into the stick of Girard, who didn't play it, and now Dixon on the pitch, or Stewart rather, and the ball ends up out of play with 6 minutes and 51 seconds to go in the third. Canada still totally in control of this game. A long shot is wide from USA, but Stewart controls it. She puts it in the slot. Nobody home, and a boarding penalty coming against Canada, as Becky Dobson was hit hard and into the boards, but she looks like she is okay. It was Cara Broom who heads to the box for 2. So a chance for USA on the power play to at least score a goal against Natalie Girard and spoil her shutout. With the score being as it is, even if USA scores, there is only a small chance for a turnaround in this game, and USA doesn't begin the power play very well because April Drake is working hard behind the opposition's net, and she earns a good 20 seconds on the penalty kill for Canada, as she now makes her way back. And USA still without the ball on their own power play, and now a whistle blows. Michelle March and Nora Swanson head for a change. And faceoff will come all the way back to USA zone. Daniel Ring take the draw. She loses and USA still has another minute and 15 seconds to go on the power play. But still there have been no shots on goal so far in this advantage for women in white jerseys. And they have to retrieve the ball again, back in their own zone. This time it's Karen Lewin and now Caben gets it past the blue line, but she quickly loses it. Now Lewin is able to save the zone for USA. Shot is blocked in the corner, and now a chance to clear for Canada, and they do. And even a small chance for Angie Cirelli, who was running hard. She made a bit of a collision with Sandra Glista, and now she heads to the bench. And she's rewarded by her teammates for her great work on the penalty kill. So far, a great job short-handed by Canada, as another icing is called. So not much going on in front of Natalie Girouard on this power play, as Cara Broom is ready to hop back on the field for Canada to make it even strength once again. And now 5-on-5 ball hockey. The ball was on the bench. So a stoppage in play. The only other game in the women's part of the tournament today, Czech Republic beat Great Britain by a score of 4-0, and they look to be on their way to a bronze medal game. They will have to wait for their opponent, as we still don't know which two teams will play for gold in Košice. And I remind you once again that if Slovakia beats USA tomorrow, it will be Canada against Slovakia in the final, and USA presumably against Czech Republic for bronze. But that's still to be determined. Another 4 minutes to go. And this one hit Canada with a commanding lead. Now a loose ball, and Cherry Stewart is the first one to it. She makes a good deke and a one-timer for Becky Dobson, but she didn't get much on the shot. But still, it was probably one of the bigger chances for USA in the third period. But Natalie Girouard wasn't really troubled on the chance. Melanie Jew back to the point, where Koos takes it. Jew passes it along the boards, where Sarah Francis is in a battle. But Tess Yarnaki comes up with it, and the USA can start the attack. A missed opportunity though, and Canada has a chance on the forecheck. Now they lose it, so back the other way. Melanie Jew, she bounces it off the corner, and a rebound for Canada. So 3 goals basically were scored on a rebound. And it is Juliana Palota who scores probably one of the easier goals in her career, as a friendly bounce goes Canada's way. This time as Sharp maybe also helped the ball get to Juliana Palota, who scores a backhander into the wide open net. A 24-year-old makes it 5-0. You can fault Alessandro Glista for the goal. The bounce off cushion was really unfortunate for USA. And as I've said, most of the goals have been on rebound opportunities for Canada. So not a great work by USA defense, allowing Canada to bury their rebounds. So it is now 100% certainty that Canada will take this game in regulation. The final score can still change, but Canada deservedly has the lead in this game. They've been the better side for most of this game, as they can get ready for their battle against Slovakia as well. And maybe at that time they will already know that they will face Slovakia in the final as well. The format of the tournament has already been determined, so there's nothing they can do about it. Now a shot on the net from a sharp angle is controlled by Chelsea Karpenko, who also scored in this period from basically the same spot as Juliana Palota. She also found a big juicy rebound. And it is good to see that both teams still in good spirits, even with the score being what it is. As USA top line makes their way back to the game for the last time in this game. We have only 45 seconds remaining in the third and in the game as well, because it is already clear that Canada will win. A good play by a Canada staff member. One more draw for Canada in the offensive zone. Julia Bronson is not able to win it, so Canada can set it up. Pass goes wide. And Katrin Helling can start the rush for USA. The ball finds its way onto USA Canada bench once again. So this time a draw in the center circle. And Bronson against Francis. Won by Bronson. A dumped ball. Still USA players are going at it, and now a shot from the point, but no rebound this time for USA, as the game is now over. Canada wins it 5-0 against USA. Quite a commanding result, and let's be honest, it was really a deserved victory for Canada. Now let's recap the goals. First it was Melanie Ju who made a great play to Jessica McCann, who scored her third goal against the USA. Then in the second, a rebound by Kendra Dunlop made it 2-0. Canada added another one in the second. And this shot from Pelota, which was put back into the net by Jessica McCann, who scored 4 goals at the time and 2 rebounds in the third. First one from Kendra Dunlop, or rather Chelsea Karpenko, and then after a bounce, Juliana Pelota also scored. Best players on each side will be awarded a small prize. On the USA side, it was Lindsay Bittler, and for Canada, it is Melanie Ju, who made the play on the first goal. So those are your 2 nominees for the best player of this game. And Canada will have a chance to listen to their national anthem. So another clean sheet for Natalie Girouard on Canada's side. She has really been invincible in the past games, as her teammates score 5 times against USA. And Canada is victorious by a score of 5-0 against USA. That's all for me from today. I look forward to seeing you again in the next matches in the Women's 2019 Ball Hockey World Championships.